2017 against the odds. His name Hugo Bruce, and we've heard all sorts of stories about him. They said that he is on the short list of SAFA, that's the South African Football Association, to become the new coach. They are looking for someone to replace Sheikh Mashaba. We also hear that our own Samson CSI is on that short list, as well as Hassan Shehata. Now, the Federation of Cameroonian Football, FECAFOOT, they have come out to play down the stories linking their manager with the job in South Africa. In fact, even Hugo Bros himself is saying, "Hey guys, take it easy. I'm not going anywhere." That's what FECAFOOT is saying.
Yeah, this is something I really don't like when it comes to politics. I mean, I have an agent. I'm the boss of my agent. It's what I tell my agent to do. My agent will do. His name, alongside some Siasia, Roberto Massini, their names were published on the SAFA website for coaches vying for the position. Even when they set up a committee, including Benny McCarthy, that is going to be looking for a new coach for Bafana. So who now submitted his CV? Who gave order to?
He explained it. Let me quote him because after FECAFOOT said all this. Hugo Bros too was interviewed, and I'm quoting him now. There was only contact with an agent who said the South African team's coaching post was free, and indirectly asked if I was interested and if he could introduce me. I told him to go ahead, and that is how it ended. I do not intend to leave Cameroon. This Hugo Bros himself speaking. Now, if you do not intend to leave Cameroon, somebody told you there was a vacancy somewhere. Are you interested? Can I go ahead? Can I introduce you?
Yes, and you asked him to go ahead.
And you said you should go ahead. And you are telling us now that there is no contact.
Yeah, and of course, you don't intend to leave Cameroon. I mean, I probably, again, let's borrow Mike's language. Probably, English is not his first language. He was just knowing that English is not his first language. But the truth is, if you don't have intention of leaving a particular team, you won't send your CV out to people.
You just don't be any interest at all. So long as you're happy with
I think he should just come out and tell us, see, I don't like the way the football administration is going down here in Cameroon. I think I've done enough. Nobody will question that because he won the Africa Cup of Nations against all odds for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon and Cameroon as a nation. So he can leave and go ahead with the slide. But if he's staying with them, he should make it known to everybody that I'm staying with the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Not because I'm in Nigeria, because we are playing there in the qualifiers for Russia 2018, but because very soon we will be turning our attention to the FIFA Confederations Cup this year in Russia. They will be participating in that competition. They should be getting themselves prepared for that competition because we want to.
That's what he said. That there are other things to do in Cameroon, not because he won the Nations Cup, then he will start looking left, right, and center for another opportunity and wanting to leave Cameroon. That he has got the World Cup coming up. He needs to ensure that Cameroon qualifies for the World Cup. That he doesn't want to leave Cameroon. He has so much to do in Cameroon for now. But I think he should have just nipped everything in the bud by even telling the
agents,
not to
apply
them, do not submit my CV.
Because what is happening now will cause a kind of distraction in the national team, and ahead of the FIFA Confederations Cup coming up, and as well as the upcoming doubleheader against Super Eagles of Nigeria. So I think it should just ensure that everything is being settled, so that by the time they lost out in the Confederations Cup, or better still could not progress or get a ticket to the FIFA World Cup, there shouldn't be any excuse. So if he wants to face the Indomitable Lions, they are the new African champions. Let him face them. If he's leaving them just the way Verena did after winning the cup for Zambia when he left for Ivory Coast to also win the cup, then he should leave once and for all instead of bringing trying to cause some controversy over the issue.
Okay, let's tell you that the other matches in the FA Cup, they've kicked off. We've got Huddersfield taking on Manchester City. They've played 8 minutes now and it is goalless. Middlesbrough nil, Oxford United nil, Millwall nil, Leicester City nil. Later we'll have Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Chelsea, and we hope that our Nigerian international gets to play for Wolves. Kalekeme, their goalkeeper. All right, we'll be keeping you up to speed with what is going on in the FA Cup and also in the other matches that are being played across Europe. But before we completely leave the FA Cup, let's tell you this. We mentioned it in passing some time ago. Jose Mourinho, he has said that he has learned from throwing away FA Cup games in the past, and he will not make the same mistake against Blackburn Rovers in the 5th round on Sunday. And you wonder if he says that in the past he threw matches away, although they were in inverted commas, you wonder what exactly he means. If the FA now asks him to explain what he actually means, fans will say they are picking on Jose Mourinho.
He should have explained that he fitted a weaker team. In terms of just saying throwing away, it's looking as if
he fixed the match. Or
he fixed the match. Yeah, he probably match fixed another. So
he said he gambled. He lost focus and was concentrating too much on the game between he was concentrating on Barcelona and Liverpool, and he fielded a weakened team against Newcastle. And that was what made him not to win that match.
Yeah, maybe that will exonerate him from any sanction from the FA. I think Mourinho should be careful. Like I said earlier, he needs to win something more than the English Football League Cup. He has not even won it. Talking about the English Football League Cup, yes, one would say that I think there's really been no final he has been to that he has been defeated. So he's very, very confident of winning. Southampton right now, they are not at their best due to the players that they sold and injuries right now. Yes, they brought in a veteran, 29-year-old
Martin
Caceres. Yes, but their captain now, since Jose Font left for Western United, Van Dijk is out injured. I think he's out for 3 months.
With ankle injury.
To me, that's the next season anyway. It's basically, they are not at their best right now.
But when you have a team in the final, Francis, well, when it comes to final, you'll see different performance, than what you see in their previous games, and the way you look at the present situation of the team. But by the time the whistle sounds in the final, what you see is a different ball game, because you have a cup staring at you and you have history staring at you. So it's going to be a different ball game. But all the same, I would say Manchester United, they are favorites going to that final, but they shouldn't underrate or underestimate Southampton, because for a team that defeated Liverpool home and away, it's going to show that they are ready for the cup as well.
Friends, I think Jose Mourinho has lost the final. He played against was it in the Copa del Rey, his last
year? In Spain. In Spain. Yeah, he did. He lost the final.
The Copa del Rey 2-1 against Atletico
Madrid. True.
I think it was Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, like he got the goal. Yeah.
I remember Thibaut Courtois pulling off some amazing saves in that match as Atletico Madrid were able to win that game 2-1. All right, still staying in Manchester United. This guy has called himself so many things. He's called himself a star, a superstar, a megastar, a king, a legend, and now he says he is football's Indiana Jones. We are talking about the one, the only Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He is arguably the only player in the world who can talk this way. He says he always comes home. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones' movie, like I am, obviously Zlatan Ibrahimovic is, you always you know that Indiana Jones, played by Harrison Ford on the big screen, usually comes home with a trophy wherever he goes on one of his adventures. He usually brings the prize. He usually gets that thing that he's looking for. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic has said he is like Indiana Jones. Wherever he goes, he wins something.
Yeah, I think he can get to lay his hands on trophies or a trophy this season. Yes, they're already in the finals of the English Football League Cup. There's this possibility of them getting to the FA Cup if they can get past Blackburn Rovers.
The Europa Cup too.
Europa Cup too.
League, he won. They won 3-0.
3-0 against Saint-Étienne.
So Zlatan scored the hat trick. It was after he scored that hat trick that he made this comment.
Yeah, to me, this man, he's just quite unfortunate to have been in the era of Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a very good player. It's fantastic. One of the best strikers of our time right now. But at the same time,
he came before Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
Yeah, he came, but at that time,
hearing about him before those guys came on the scene.
I think
because when he played for Malmo of Sweden, where he came from, then he moved to Ajax Amsterdam, then Then he was 19 when he told Azevenga, Zlatan don't.
He's a funny lad. The only person that can announce his contract before he will sign contract. Hey, I'm going to Manchester United.
It's just quite unfortunate that he's not been able to win the FIFA Ballon d'Or and all that because.
Yeah, even that era you mentioned, Eghosa, you have Ronaldinho,
you
Ronaldo of Brazil,
Ronaldo de Lima.
Zinedine Zidane playing football, Rivaldo playing football, Luis Figo.
The fact is, even if I don't think he's going to ever win the World Footballer of the Year.
No.
But I think we can safely say that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is one of the best footballers the world has ever seen. I mean, for somebody as big as him, there are some of the things he does on the pitch that you just go, wow. And the guy, he's got a big ego too.
Very big.
He's not shy. He tells you what he thinks. And he sometimes talks about himself in the third person. And I don't think he's arrogant. I think he's cocky. I really like him.
I do. I was watching an interview done by former Arsenal player, a legend, Thierry Henry. Just the offset they were showing on YouTube. How Popova was at the back of the screen. Later, he just stopped and they say, come, you want to be among the stars, the legends. Come and stand with us. Come and stand with us. Then he stood there and I said, please, sit down. You can't talk here. I mean, this is Henry. I'm Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You know the way he talks now. You have to sit on the floor. The guy was like trying to square. Say, no, you have to sit on the floor. I mean, you can't just sit on the floor and listen. These are legends, Thierry Henry or Zlatan Ibrahimovic. When he wants to call himself, there's this way he lays emphasis on his name and stuff like that. So basically, I think this outside what we see on the flat screen TV, I think Zlatan is someone that is very, very friendly. I also saw something on him, a documentary, when he was telling a young man at Manchester United, a very young boy, I think the boy should be around 10, 11. You want to be a striker? I don't want to know. I want to be a defender. I said, see, you want to defend against me. Say, yes, you have to grow up now. I have like 3 or 4 years left in my professional career. You have to step up your game so that you can play against me. He jokes a lot, when you're riding. But for his achievement, down from Mamo, you spoke about Ajax, you spoke about Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain.
And he's won trophies wherever he
everywhere. Barcelona as well. I think he has done a whole lot for football.
And, he was told once about I'm not winning the UEFA Champions League. I watched that interview and he said, look, it doesn't matter whether I win the UEFA Champions League or not. If he had wanted to win, if he were desperate about winning the UEFA Champions League, he would have stayed at Barcelona, and even if they were not using him the right way. I mean, he told Pep Guardiola, you bought a Ferrari and you are driving it like a Fiat. When Zlatan, he was Pep Guardiola was playing him
as a winger.
Yeah, to accommodate Lionel Messi, and he told him, no, this cannot happen. And after one season, he left. And he said if he had wanted to, if he were desperate about winning the UEFA Champions League, he would have stayed at Barcelona, because Barcelona won it the very next season after he left. And that even if he doesn't win it, he's very sure he's going to have a great career. That's one person who will tell you I'm a great player. He doesn't care whether you like it or not.
Yeah, to me, Zlatan is great because since 2015, 2016, that was 2014, 2015, that was the only season he scored 30 goals in the whole season while with PSG. But ever since, he has got 41 goals in 2013, 2014 with the same PSG. 2012, 2013, he got 35 goals. While by the time he left, at the time PSG was 50 goals. Most productive, yes. 50 goals. Even when he left AC Milan in 2012, he scored 35 goals in the whole of the season. So
I think he's done at least 20 goals every season for like 11 years. That's an amazing.
And even at Manchester United, in all competitions now,
he has gone
23 already. Yeah, 23 already.
Who says he cannot score more than 30, 40 at the end of the season?
30 goals before.
7 to go. They are still playing the FA Cup tomorrow. If they get to pass Blackburn, they go to the quarterfinals. You have Europa League. They are still playing. Obviously, they should be able to get past Saint-Etienne to the round.
The thing is, he's got a manager who also talks like him.
Yeah,
Mario. When Michael Owen, who played for Manchester United, was doing his analysis on TV and attacking Zlatan, saying that he doesn't think that he will score many goals, Mourinho told somebody who usually does analysis with Michael Owen, when you see Owen, tell him that all through his career, 3 years that he spent at Manchester United, he scored only 17 goals. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, in less than one season, has scored 17 goals. End of discussion. Anyway, let's move on. Well, we saw what happened when Barcelona played against Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. Well, if the result had been reversed, it would not have been much of a surprise. We'll say it is Barcelona. Look, these guys are just, I mean, when you've got Messi, Neymar, Suarez, then you should not be surprised at the kind of scoreline that you get. But this time it was PSG scoring all the goals, and Barcelona unable to get any goal. And the rest of the world thinks it is all over. There is no way Barca are coming back from this. But the S component in the MSN, talking about Luis Suarez, says it is not over yet. Do not count out Barcelona. And when they tell you this, when somebody like Suarez tells you don't count Barcelona out, I think we've got to take him seriously, because this is a player that can score a hat-trick in the second leg.
Well, to me, I think if there's any team, as we always say, that can come back, and close, this deficit and as well qualify, is Barcelona. But all the same, what I'm still saying is that this is Paris Saint-Germain. Though they don't have David Luiz anymore, they don't have Zlatan Ibrahimovic. With the way they played Barcelona last
even
week, without their captain Thiago Silva, shows that this season they are ready for something.
Thiago Motta, who was suspended,
Yeah.
He didn't play. Former Barcelona player, of course. So he will be available for the next leg. So I think we'll even have a stronger Paris Saint-Germain than the one that beat Barcelona 4-0.
Sure. We'll have a better Paris Saint-Germain. Don't forget their coach also, Unai Emery, who worked with Sevilla, who understood how Barcelona played. And don't forget also Angel Di Maria, who played against Barcelona in El Clasico while playing for Real Madrid. So for me, I think they are only trying to give themselves hope that they can come back from that.
Well,
it is going to be difficult.
Suarez said that they are the best club in the world. I don't know if that is true right now, but that's what he said, that they are the best club in the world. They are not top of La Liga, and they are the best club in the world. They are falling down first leg Champions League. They are the best club in the world. But anyway, he says that they are the best club in the world, and that if there is any team that can turn a situation like this around, then they are the team. Well, I have also said that if there is one team can turn this around, well, Barcelona could, but it's going to be extremely difficult for them, because the worst that anybody has been able to come back from was 4-1, and that happened in 2004 when Deportivo La Coruna played against AC Milan. Won the first leg 4-1, but in the second leg, Deportivo La Coruna won that game 4-0, and so advanced. Since then, it has not happened. The worst has been 3-1. You lose 3-1 in the first leg, or maybe 2-0, and you come to the second leg, you are able to turn it around. So if Barcelona say they can do it, we'll have to wait and see. That match will be played on the I think 8th of March or so.
Yeah.
And of course, Arsenal too, they are in a spot of bother. They lost their own match 4-1, 5-1. We'll have to wait and see what they churn out. Okay, moving on. Harry Redknapp, remember him, former manager of Tottenham Hotspur. He has said that this Spurs team can win the English Premier League, but it will be in the next 4 years or so.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, true talk. I think he's right. I don't think Tottenham Hotspur have the reservoir to go ahead in the English Premier League right now to win the English Premier League. Not because they are not good enough, but because they don't have the personnel to do it. If they allow this team, the likes of Harry Kane, Dele Alli,
and these guys are so young.
Yeah, they are young to mature.
Tottenham Hotspur has got the youngest side comparatively in the English Premier League.
Yeah, they do. And of course, if they can allow,
have an average age of about maybe 25.
25,
maybe
yeah.
23.
Yeah. Apart from Musa Sissoko and Dembele, those are the only overaged players in Tottenham.
There are no overaged players in the English Premier League.
No, what I mean overaged in terms of the mature.
That there is
age limit.
Age limit.
Yeah.
There are no age limits in the English Premier League.
Well, they have a blend of experience and youth.
Yeah,
in the
maybe
team.
not enough experience.
They don't have enough experience.
They do not have enough experience. Maybe that's why people feel that they've got to wait for. I think 4 years might be a long time. Maybe
2 years.
If they splash the cash and get some experience.
But that's
players.
if they can keep this crop of players together.
Why not?
If they have the likes of If they have the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, for instance, and they have the likes of Hazard, then maybe
Hazard himself is still young. I think Hazard
No, he's young, but more experienced, much more
experience.
experienced.
He has played in.
Somebody like Dele Alli, somebody like Harry Kane. I think by next season, these guys will be very well experienced.
Yeah,
they should be able to hold their own. They've got a fantastic goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris.
Yeah.
They've got Danny Rose.
Jean Vertonghen.
To me, they have great players.
They are a team that should be challenging for the title. Maybe next. Well, I think this time they are even challenging for the title. Last season they finished 10th. Now they are still in the mix. They still have an opportunity of winning it. But I think yes, they've got the youth, but they might need
some experience.
2 years to mature so that they get that perfect blend of youth and experience. They've got the talent, no doubt about that. I don't think if you compare them player to player, I don't think there are many teams in the English Premier League that are better than them. They are midfield, for instance, where you have Victor Wanyama and Musa Dembele and Dele Alli. When those three are in full swing, there is no team that can stop them in the English Premier League. Just ask Chelsea what happened to them when they met at White Hart Lane. Okay, we'll soon be throwing the 4 lines open, but let's see if we can go to other stories now. Yes, we return to Africa and we go to Ghana. The Ghana Football Association, they are saying that they are not in a hurry to get a replacement for their former coach Abraham Grant, who resigned after the 2017 African Cup of Nations. And you wonder, there is a World Cup qualifiers coming, although it's a long way away. There will also be the African Cup of Nations, and you expect that Ghana they should be a bit more hasty in getting a replacement for Abraham Grant. But they say they are not in a hurry.
Well, good one that they are not in a hurry. I think they are looking for a much more experienced coach who can, deliver what they want for them. But Abraham Grant tried his best, though it was not good enough. And they need experienced coach. By the time they need it, I think it should have been now, because now you have South Africa having a short list of so many experienced coaches, where you have Roberto Mancini, you have Shahata, who won 3 titles for the Pharaohs of Egypt. You have other coaches, bring a lineup for a replacement for Sheikh Mashaba. So I think they should just wait, or maybe they are waiting for South Africa to finish, their own screening and all that. Then they will now.
Why should they be waiting for South Africa? They can also line up the
same candidates.
Yes, and if those guys want, they could come, and it depends on who has the best bid.
And the amount involved and all that. Well, let's see how it's going to pan out. So long as they say they're not in a hurry, but I think it will be better if they hurry up and the coach gets to swing into action and get to acclimatize to the way their weather, the stars on ground, how they play and all that. So getting a coach on time would really help them.
Yeah, the only way that Ghana football can move forward right now is for them first not to hire a coach, Eghosa, to face their own problem internally. The FA, you think what is happening in Nigeria, what happened in Nigeria in the past is the worst we've ever heard of. Go to Ghana, the Football Association there is right now in disarray. Remember, the players had to come out themselves and said to themselves, see, pay us whatever you want to pay us. We just want to concentrate on this in this tournament, and obviously they did to their best of ability, and they came forth in the tournament. But all the same, I think they should focus on what is happening to them administratively right now, and if they can fix the administration, their football administration, to the highest level, I would say this is perfect, then you can advertise for the vacancy, because you cannot bring someone on board and you engage the person, then you're not giving the person the free hand to do whatever he or she wants to do. At the same time, you're not paying the person or the persons rather their salaries. It's not going to go well. I think that's the first thing. Right now, we're enjoying Genetrol because at a particular time, we had to call a spade a spade. We had to pay some players. We engaged a man that, okay, fine, this is what we're going to be paying you. You have to live in Nigeria. The rules were spelled out. And now, things to a very large extent, they are moving in the right direction gradually. And we are not even looking for a man that will come in here and use the players we know before. We're looking for a man that will come in here and bring the young faces like Kelechi Iheanacho we are now seeing in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Alex Iwobi, who we are also seeing now in Super Eagles. And many more right now. We're also talking about the international matches, friendlies we're going to be playing next month. And you're looking at how the coaches are coming up, going to look at this FC Yuba, the likes of Rivers United, the likes of Rangers International, just to mention a few players in the domestic league that are also trying as much as they can to get into the Super Eagles. I think that's what Ghana they need right now. The last time out when with the likes of Andrea you came into the Blasters of Ghana, it was because the former coach looked into the under-20 team. They did very well when they won the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Don't forget in a hurry.
Yeah,
I think it was in Egypt. Yeah, it was in Egypt that competition was held.
Yeah.
And they came home and he brought large a part of that team that won the FIFA World Cup Under-20 World Cup into the senior national team. And the Black Stars of Ghana, they started doing very well. Though they've not won the African Cup of Nations recently. But I think that's what they need right now, to start developing the younger ones in Ghana, to get also to rub shoulder with the likes of Asamoah Gyan, because Gyan to me have like 2 or 3 years left in him to play football, not just for the national team, but to play football as a whole.
Ghanaians will not even agree with you. They'll tell you Asamoah Gyan is so done with the national team, he should not even have
You understand?
for this African Cup of Nations at all. Okay, let's move on to professional wrestling now. We're just watching one really crunchy challenge. Fabian Delph on a Huddersfield player. He was lucky not to get punished there. But let's study this professional wrestling. No, we are not talking about any match, but it is something sad. Although, well, at 79, you've got to say he lived a long life. George the Animal Steel. I do not know how many of you guys remember him, but he is a WWE Hall of Famer. His real name is William James Myers, but better known to wrestling fans as George the Animal Steel. He passed away last night at the age of 79, and the WWE is mourning this wrestler. And if you are familiar with George the Animal Steel, you know that he's somebody who's very hairy, and he comes and plays the gimmick of an animal in the ring. He has this gimmick of tearing off the top turnbuckle and even eating those stuff that are inside. His tongue is usually green. You know, he has this really scary appearance, but he was a very strong wrestler in his days. And many people who were close to him said, look, he is just playing that role that he's an animal only in the pitch. That is only in the ring. And let's just give you some of the comments that some of these stars of the WWE have said. Vince McMahon, who is the owner of the WWE, he tweeted, George Steele was only an animal in the ring. He was one of the truly nice men in the world. Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, and she is also the commissioner of Raw. She tweeted, my first time backstage, he scared me so badly I ran into my father's arms. A true character and a wonderful man. Then Triple H, the husband of Stephanie McMahon, son-in-law to Vince McMahon, tweeted, George Steele was one of a kind performer who could make fans smile or boo, and his competitors laugh or cry. He also said, I worked with him a lot when I first got to the WWE and was able to learn so much from him. My condolences to his family. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Do you guys remember him? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He tweeted, God bless George the Animal Steel, a friend over the years. Rest in peace. George Bradshaw Layfield said, got the privilege of traveling the world with George the Animal Steel and enjoyed every minute of it. R.I.P. my friend. So, some of the best in the business, talking about George the Animal Steel. Even Hulk Hogan, the great Hulk Hogan, also tweeted and said, rest in peace, my brother. So, George the Animal Steel has gone, and he was 79 years old. Tommy Dreamer tweeted, I feared him as a kid. I cheered him as a teenager. I became friends with him as an adult. Never be another like George the Animal still.
Fantastic wrestler in his days. I think the fans hearing this right now can get to understand something, that this thing that you see on the stage, especially wrestling, it's just an act to make you, to get you entertained, rather. It's not their way of life, you know. Whether you like them, probably you have an actor who is always acting as a layman language, the bad guy or the boss in a movie. Does not mean that person is really a bad guy. Take Pete Edochie, for example. Is very calm, very, very, very simple if you've met one-on-one with him. So basically, I think it's sad to me. I've always loved when you have veterans in any sport or in any aspect of life still alive to pass the experience to you. But sad enough, you cannot have them forever. You know, that's one thing that's really, really painful. But it's good. It's good to know that the fans and of course the professionals he impacted in, they are talking like this about him. It goes to show how much he affected their life positively while he was alive. So this is one way to go. And to everyone out there, to all of us down here in the studio, we should learn from this, that when you impact in someone's life positively, there's no way that person will forget about you ever.
And you know, George the Animal still portrayed the character. You know, we tell you this all the time, that there is a gimmick that this guy